Hey guys, welcome to Keep It Spiritual with myself, Chris Meredith. Now in this episode, I bring you someone very, very special. It's the owner of one of my favourite spiritual stores in Didsbury in Manchester. It's a lovely Sarah Casey. Now, Healthy Spirit for me has been a store that I've gone to, many different times. First of all, they have healing right there as well, many therapies, they have workshops and courses, and they have many supplements and remedies. Of course, they've got crystals as well, but it's just a beautiful place to go. They've got a vegan cafe, which is great, but it's just a little bit of a gem in Didsbury. Now, if you're around or maybe you're local to Manchester, I recommend you go and have a look. Check it out because it's a beautiful place to really raise that energy and raise that vibration, and the lovely Sarah is absolutely fabulous as well. So of course, I had to sit down with her. Now, this was way before all this kicked off with COVID-19. This was in February, I think we actually sat down together. So sorry for the delay here, Sarah, but we've got it here. And of course, people will absolutely love you. So I really hope you love and you enjoy the beautiful owner, Sarah Casey of Healthy Spirit.
So first of all, what is Healthy Spirit?
So Healthy Spirit it's a health food shop. So we sell supplements, vitamins and herbs and homeopathic remedies. But we also have a spiritual section at the back, and that's very much sort of gifty things and spiritual tools. So things like crystals and candles and incense and anything that helps people to get that connection really to spirit. And we also have quite a lot of activities upstairs. We have treatment rooms where we do meditation and yoga and lovely holistic treatments, all sorts of things really.
So how important was it for you to open up this place in 2003?
Well, initially, before I started Healthy Spirit, I was in the travel industry, and I really loved it and went to some lovely glamorous places. But after a while, it just became a bit shallow, I suppose is the best word. So I wanted to do something that meant a bit more. And I'd always been interested in nutrition, so I studied to be a nutritionist, and my aim was to open up a health food shop. And when this became available, I decided to carry on the health food shop, because it was already a health food shop, but also to do the extra sort of spiritual aspect, which was a big part of my journey as well, because I've always sort of been into spirituality. To me, it just went hand in hand, and it just made sense to do both.
Well, it kind of leads itself, doesn't it? I think it's a good balance, isn't it? So you mentioned there a little bit more about your journey. So are you interested in spirit as well?
I am, yes. I mean, it's been quite an interesting journey for me, because when I was a little girl, I was in a family where my parents were atheists, and I do remember from being tiny that I yearned for a connection, and I was a brownie, and I remember the very first time walking into a church when I was about 8 with the brownies, and it just really blew me away, and I just felt like I'd come home. And then it took time to develop, because as I say, my family weren't really into spirituality. So then when I left home as a teenager, I then became a Christian, and then it was 1997, Princess Diana died, and that really affected me, just in the sense that I started to ask myself questions about myself, about my faith, about the bigger picture, and I just started to delve into other things and to make inquiries. And although I accept all faiths, I don't follow a particular faith anymore, and I'm much more open to all faiths, but also no faith. I really believe you don't have to have a faith to be connected to the divine. That's what sort of changed within me since I've been at the shop.
That's similar to myself as well, really, because I don't have a faith. I've not been brought up in a faith, but there's always been something there. I've always felt like there's something there, and like you say, like connected to, I always think of it as like an energy with it. But it is interesting, isn't it? I think it is interesting. It's fascinating.
I think lots of people are going this way as well now.
Yes.
Lots of people are sort of turning away from religion and starting to look within themselves.
It's important to do that, I think. It is important. It starts with yourself as well, doesn't it? And I think it is important with it. So do you think it is important to have, holistic centres available now, like Healthy Spirit, like available now more than ever?
It is, because people are starting to ask questions, and they want to take responsibility for their own health and their own well-being. And they're not getting the answers all the time from religion. I mean, some people do, and that's great, whatever works for them. But when you come to Healthy Spirit, we're very much like to treat people holistically. So it's not just about treating the physical body with some vitamins or talking about diet. It's also looking at a health condition on an emotional level, on a spiritual level. Because illnesses, conditions are often caused with emotional blockages. So you can support the physical body by looking at your diet and maybe taking some supplements. But if you don't address the issue holistically by looking at your emotions, then it's just going to keep reoccurring. So it's really important that you change your mindset and you look at yourself continually, and that's what spirituality is. Spirituality is very much about looking at yourself and being aware that we are all products of our own creation, and that we can move forward if we continually look at ourselves.
So Sarah, what do you think people get from coming from a place like this?
Well, people do get different experiences, and it's all about the experience when you come to Healthy Spirit. I did open up an online shop a few years ago, but it just wasn't me, and I didn't really want to invest my time on developing an online shop, because you need to come to Healthy Spirit to experience it, because it's a beautiful shop and it really emanates lovely healing energy. So when people come here, they come for an experience, and people get different things from it. But quite often we do get people who just want to linger because they just love the place so much. For some people, to walk through our door, it's a big issue for them. They've decided they want to try something different. So sometimes it does take courage for people to walk through that door and to come in. But once they come in, it's a lovely environment and people do feel very welcomed. And some people will just want to talk about taking a supplement or want a bit of advice on diet, and they might not want to touch the spiritual side or go to a meditation class. That's fine. It's all about doing things in your own time.
It is. It really, really is. Yeah, I agree with that as well. I mean, so if someone was at the beginning, say like of a spiritual journey for themselves, would Healthy Spirit be a good place for them to come?
It would, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. We do all sorts of things for people who are just starting off on the spiritual path. Depending on what they're interested in and what their needs are, we can help them. So, quite often people can embark on this path because they've got issues or problems or health conditions. So we can certainly help with that. And also people will come maybe because they just want to start connecting more. They might be suffering with stress and anxiety and they want to feel calmer, so we'd recommend a meditation class. If people want specific guidance on where to go next and what to do, then we have amazing readers. Our readers are very connected and are really good at just tuning in and recommending, options for you.
So Sarah, why should people come to Healthy Spirit?
If people are searching for something a bit more than what they're getting at the moment, then this is the first place, the ideal place for people to come to get that connection, to get that reassurance, and to get that advice. And we aim to help people as much as we can on that path.
Which you do, which is lovely.
Yeah.
There we are. Thank you very much for today. Appreciate it.
Well, that was the fabulous Sarah Casey right there, that owns and runs one of my favourite spiritual shops, which is called Healthy Spirit. Now, if you want to know anything about Healthy Spirit, it's in the description below. And if you're local to Manchester, remember it's in Didsbury Village. Beautiful shop as well, and of course, it will leave you feeling even better. Now, I've got to say thank you, whether you've watched this or you've listened to this on the podcast, I've got to say thank you so much. Remember to follow me as well on Twitter at Chris C. Meredith. Remember to give us a massive thumbs up, and you know what? Hit that subscribe button. Why not? Make sure you don't miss future videos. And coming on Friday as well for my spiritual loves, and I'm going to be talking about the fabulous Lorna Byrne, her book, which is called Angels at My Fingertips. So make sure you stick around at Friday at 6 p.m. for my spiritual loves. I'll see you later.